I forgot to, I'm gonna go back to the Nexus, now that I think about it. I want to see if maybe, because I've killed the Dirty Colossus, I want to see if the clerics or Uria or Patches have anything new to say about the situation. Oh, I came back to the outside the boss room. Oh yeah, I always forget there's a dropping of Dark Moongrass right there. Oh, sorry. Had something to drink here. You have anything new to say? Beware the limits. Check with Patches. I don't know why I ran in a circle.
No. I reckon they left behind.
Nah, okay. Don't think he has anything new. Nope. Since I bought all the white arrows already.
Oh.
We must defend. Yeah.
Yeah, they don't care about the Dirty Colossus. Got it. Nobody cares about the Dirty Colossus. Alright, so yeah, Dirty Colossus soul can be used to make... Pretty sure there's a miracle that you can use to make it besides acid spray. Let me see here. Okay, you don't have a miracle to learn from that. Just acid spray.
I feel great. I was branded a witch at a very young age. And since then, I have been persecuted as a threat to human society. Although I never had ill intentions, this black craft of mine is intrinsically evil. If there is a god, he gave us souls to do good, not to practice witchcraft. My accusers detested my dark arts for good reason. For the path I have taken is tainted.
She says
This
this.
has been one of my realizations since coming to Boletaria.
Huh.
But I am afraid that Frake too has ventured down the wrong path. He has become obsessed with the dark arts. But I am afraid that...
Okay. So I'm pretty sure, yeah, nothing to learn from her as well.
If you're ever... It is a dark...
And then we got Frake.
You have your wits about. As you know, magic is one of the soul arts. The Scourge of Boletaria has activated all souls and energized all magic. Perhaps then we should work to preserve this state of heightened reality. No, heaven forbid. The demons steal souls, and with them our sanity. Such blasphemy must not be permitted. The demons, such...
I like how I never noticed that he actually does that. He recanted his previous statement that he thinks souls are necessary, but he also understands that the Scourge is horrible to mankind. He seems very conflicted. Anyway. Acid Cloud, my mistake. Nothing special about the, unfortunately, there's just nothing special about the Dirty Colossus. The only thing you can infer about him is where you find him. Nothing about his spell actually tells you about him. But he was, well, if you want to describe him very specifically, he looked like a creature that was made literally of the swamp. Because he was covered in bits of wood that were fashioned into pieces of armor. So at least he was sentient enough to give himself armor. Plus, the arena around him was kind of strange. It was like a swamp. Well, here, I'll level up. And then I'm gonna go back because I want to look at the arena a little bit. What do I want? Guess more damage, because, well, this weapon is really good. Alright, let's drop our, let's take a look at the items we have. So clearly, Sucker Stone. Shard of Vampiric Ore. Ore that steals blood, apparently. Or it's made from blood, because, you know, this stuff drops from slugs. And then, of course, Faint Stone. A shard of cold holy ore that shines dimly. This is the stuff that one of the cleric assistants over there talks about. Her father, and stuff like that. Moonlight Sword. Yeah, I already looked at that. That's the Shodel that I picked up off of a corpse. There's the War Scythe. So we got everything, I think, with exception to like a handful of items. One being a Rejuvenator's Ring. There's a Mirrodin Hammer. And then the Shaman set that you get from killing one of the enemies. And then, of course, the Dull Gold set. Dull Gold helmet, worn as a war gear of a high-ranking woman in the Highlands. Of course, the Highlands are reference probably to Sellen and Garls. Or origin land of some sort. Let's just start by throwing everything in the box. So that way I don't have to wear this ring so much. Though I'm gonna probably still need to wear the ring now that I think about it. Yeah, I'll need to still wear the ring. Because I'm gonna be, when I kill Garl, I'm gonna pick up his set. Alright.
We are indebted to you.
Thomas, do you have anything new you want to say? Since I killed the Dirty Colossus?
If only I could.
And just to be sure, Bold One won't say anything new.
Deep inside.
Yeah, he just says something about Stonefang. Nobody else here. Beware the limits of your power. Am I forgetting anything? There it is. In a swamp infested by poisonous and vile creatures lies a filth-encrusted valley. The poor journey to this rotten place to offer their souls, so that they might be freed from their suffering. Looking for reprieve in the center of the valley, because in the very center of the valley is Mayn Estrella. Or at least what's left of her human form, anyway. She still maintains a human form, even though she's actually technically a demon. Because apparently, that's something multiple humans are known to be able to do. The old monk was able to become a demon by making a bargain with the devil, essentially. King Gallant became a demon in the process of waking up the old one. And then, of course, Mayn Estrella became a demon hoping to relieve the people of the Valley of Defilement. Because that seems to be the general nature of whatever religion that she was a part of. They worship God in such a way that they felt it was their due diligence, that it was their, their purpose to come to this specific valley to help the people that are suffering here. And apparently the only way she thought she could do it was probably becoming the biggest hypocrite of them all. That in her process of becoming a demon, she's literally what they call the most impure demon ever made. Because of the hypocrisy associated to the act. She took great power at the cost of her humanity just to save humanity. She gave up humanity to save humanity, I guess is the best way to describe it. Interesting, too, that you don't know exactly what Garl's
Go forth, Galvin.
relationship is to her, other than that he's like a steward or He's like her right-hand man. Oddly enough, you don't have to kill Maiden Estrella.
Leave us, slayer of demons. This is a sanctuary for the lost and wretched. There is nothing here for you to pillage or plunder. Please, leave quietly.
So you'll see that we're in the literal belly of the valley. The dead end where everything falls in. Because everything that was in that valley pours down into this valley. And you'll see it in the background. It's literally red because it's so concentrated and nasty down here. Everything over there, literally, you'll look down here and you'll see pretty much the unwanted children that have been abandoned by their parents. People throw dead things into the valley. And of course, all the most unwanted and all the most disgusting things end up in this specific valley, unfortunately. So that would include... You'll also notice, as I look down the valley, corpses are literally falling into the valley as I speak. Not just that goo all the way in the very back, but there will actually be corpses that fall from the very, very top. Very similar to what I was doing in 5.1 when I was purposely throwing corpses into the valley below so I can get items from the Leechamonger's room. You'll see Garl over there because he's supposed to protect Maiden Estrella. He is so incredibly important to her that the very thought of him dying makes Estrella want to die. So, the thing here is, if you kill Garl, Maiden Estrella gives up and kills herself. And if you kill Maiden Estrella, Garl gives up and kills himself. That's just how incredibly important they are to one another. Which is very weird considering you have no idea. It's like, she gave herself so much power, but she can kill herself so easily. Anyway, I guess we'll kill Garl. Because Garl has a shield that I want.
I shall let no harm come to dearest Estrella. May you rot in the deepest depths of this swamp.
Well, alright. Hold on a second. Let me power up. Ah, to R2. Gotta be careful with him, because sometimes he'll do wake-up parries.
Live humble lives. Leave us be.
And this is the first time in the entire game where they question your morality in terms of killing these guys. Because up to this point, you're under the presumption you're doing this to kill all links to the old one. Because the old one uses archdemons to funnel souls. But, these people here don't use the power that was given to them the same way as the other ones do. Where the other ones use the power for their own greed. These two here, use the power to save and, soothe the aches and pains of the people who live here. So it makes you feel bad that you're actually having to come here and murder them both. Just so that you can get rid of the archdemon. He actually bounced off the wall there. That wasn't me. There we go.
I have failed you.
Alright, so let's put that on. Now, because he's dead, she should just say, so you killed him.
You killed him, didn't you? Very well. I can no longer resist you. Do as you like. Take your precious demon soul.
She has a very distinct look about her. She even cowers her face in her hands. caught the plague instantly. Let's get out of here real quick. Alright, now we can do the White World event. Because everything is Punky Brewster. Or Punky Brewster. So let me see if anybody gains new dialogue. Because I killed Estrella. How about you?
Beware the limit.
Beware the limits. He didn't say anything about else after that, I guess.
No. I reckon they...
Alright.
Fine.
Fine.
Do you... Old Frake. Yeah, I certainly can, but you must... Oh, thank God, I'm better.
Better.
Oh, Mbasa.
Basa. Interesting that Yuria gave me a bit of dialogue that I never
Are you
noticed.
certain it would... Are you sure? But I am afraid that Frake...
Yeah. She talks about how Frake is doing something very dark. Like she at the very beginning she talked about how she understood the dangers and the ramifications for the kind of witchcraft that she was casting. But then she understood that Frake was trying to do something for the betterment of mankind, but she thought he was also doing it the wrong way.
The demons, such...
Yeah, there it is.
I
And then Frake, at the last second, while he was saying we need more demon souls so that we can become more powerful than the demons, he then recanted his statement at the last second, saying, well, actually, that's not a very good idea. So, it's kind of making you think that he wasn't really sure about himself at that point. So, for her soul, you get Resurrection. Returns a phantom near the caster back to their own world, granting them their living body.
But...
And then I think you can use this... I don't think there's an actual magic associated to her soul. I would think if there was, she would have it, and she does. Yeah, there it is. Though Estrella is the most impure demon of all, her works are equal of those of divine beings. Okay. So that's what... So she was something akin to a god, almost calling the very, very concept of God into question. Because, you'll see here, Death Cloud. Generate a cloud of plague. It is natural that those who take in all that is impure are themselves the most impure of all. So they're almost very well commenting on the very nature of the god in this world, because there is an item in this world. There's an item that you get called the Talisman of Beasts. I'm not going to get it because it's kind of far out of the way for me to get. But the item actually describes itself as a tool that is shaped to look like the old one, even though that it is a catalyst talisman in one, so you can cast both at the same time. And it just makes you think about the hypocrisies associated to the clergymen over there, because they always talk about how mischievous and ne'er-do-wells the mages are over here, but the mages have already known about the fact that God is actually the old one for decades, and for some reason the clergymen over there seem to be in flat-out denial. Well, anyway, we're gonna pop this. As useful as those spells are, my character is not gonna use them. So let us level up a bit. I guess I'll just give myself a little bit more damage and stuff. We're gonna go back now because there is a couple of White World events that we can do here. So we'll go to the Leechmonger Archstone because one of them is faster to get to through here. And we'll talk about the bit of lore that's associated with the item I'm about to get. Now, if I can just remember how to get up these planks. Ah, that's not how you do it. There it is. And then I like it when the screen blacks out on me again. Thought I fixed it. I guess not. Leave it to the PS3. Well, my setup is weird. That's probably one of the reasons why. My streaming setup is very strange. Because my PS3 is not connected directly to my TV. It's connected to another upscaler that it uses as a pass-through. Oh, side rolls. I love those. That's fine. Ah, I was hoping I can get him before he could finish me off. Alright. Everybody's gone. So now, we go over here. We can now climb a ladder that only appears here in Pure White World. It won't appear here in any other... It won't appear here in Pure Black. It's some magic broken ladder. Did you not? I like the fact that I could just walk right behind him like that. Oh, well, I always forget you're over there. There we go. Ah. If this were the Keelage, he would have already been dead. But anyway, climb up just a little bit higher. I love the fact that they pancake me like that. Oh! Thanks. Great club. I hear it's pretty shitty. It's actually, yeah, it's pretty bad. You can't upgrade it, and you can't buff it. It has a pretty high scaling, but it doesn't make up for the fact. Come here. And there we go. Estrel. Short spear of hard oak. It's covered with engravings and is one of the few revelations from God. Once belonged to the holy knight Laziah. Everybody up to this point has referred to that knight as Riziah, you know, with an R. But for some reason, due to the Japanese to English part, they left it as Laziah. Because the R and an L in Japanese sound almost alike. They're almost exactly alike. Same with, like I said, Beto and Vito. Everybody was calling him Vito, but for some reason in the weapon's description for the Moonlight Greatsword, it says Beto. Couple of little things here and there. They just never fixed it afterwards. Which is kind of strange. Whoop. Almost walked off for some reason. If you look up right here, there's just a fully rendered character model that's just sort of hanging out right there. They're clearly dead, but it's one of those things that I thought was a bit strange, considering most dead bodies that you see in these games don't look as rendered as that one. It leads me to believe that it had something to do with the weapon being up there. That they probably knocked. That's probably Riziah right there. But that's just my own theory about it. I honestly have no idea. There's not... The only reason I could think it's Riziah is that they're freshly killed. And they're wearing paladin armor. You know, like clerical armor. The kind of armor that a cleric would wear when they get here. A lot of crows on them too. I'm pretty sure if you shoot, yeah, you can scare them off. But yeah, they're wearing. I'm pretty sure he's wearing the plated armor that a paladin would wear. Alright. Well, now that we're done here, we're gonna go back to the boss room. Because now there will be a red phantom there for us to fight again. Because, normally, when you get to Pure White World, red phantoms aren't a thing. Because generally, the world tendency is such that something as impure or evil as a red phantom wouldn't show up. But for some reason, in Pure White World, a red phantom version of Garl will just show up in the boss room. I'd like to think personally that it's like a comment on the hypocrisy associated to his to Estrella and him, and the way that in their pursuit to their pursuit to relieve the pain and the suffering of the people who live here, he was in turn turned into a monster, and because of that, the guilt he feels for dying against me in the boss fight, he is reborn as a red phantom, similar to the way that a blue phantom shows up after a person dies. You know, like when I die, my body is, I leave a blood stain, and that's supposed to represent my corporeal form that I recover as a phantom. And I like to think that that red phantom of Garl right there is him respawning there. Or at least that's what I think anyway. It's just like a personal observation of him. Because you'll see right here, he just spawns in the same place. Right where I killed him. Do I have enough room to carry his gear? I feel like I would, but I'll have to kill him and then put the ring on. Alright, so he's not going to talk to me or anything. He's just really, really pissed off. And he's doing the same thing he was a moment ago. Because he feels like, my assumption is this is him not even realizing he's dead. He's not that much more powerful than he normally is, but yeah. He even sounds like a red phantom, the fact that a lot of his noises don't sound normal. He's also got a lot of more HP as a result of being a red phantom. I need him to back up over here. Maybe if I can bait him into attacking. Dang, he has a lot of HP. He's also super resistant to magic, but it seems like a light weapon still adds a pretty fair amount to my damage. Oh wow, that was a partial. Uh-oh. I don't need to get behind him. If I did, he'd immediately try to run back into the swamp. Oh no. Don't want to stab him a couple of times, because if I do, we'll do a wake-up parry. There you go. You dead. Alright, so let us unequip that ring, put that on, and with it we get his weapon Bram and the Crest of Vinland. Pretty sure it's just a key item. It is not, huh? Oh, there it is. Small crest signifying Vinland. And then his weapon. A dreadfully enormous coarse iron hammer, one of Vinland's treasures. Its distortion is the mark of an old giant killer, and increases the wielder's resistance to plague and poison. Even so, it is difficult to use even with both hands if the wielder has normal strength. Just to let you know that he was not exactly himself at that point. He was quite inhumane by the logic of the weapon. He had godly strength, I guess is the best way to describe it. There's a bunch of items in this room that you can get to. Mostly pure stone. There's several of them around here. But the problem is...
The broadsword isn't good.
Yep. That's the meme for this run. EMB talking out his ass. These enemies would have respawned infinitely if I was already fighting the boss. But because the boss is dead now, they stay dead. They stay finite, I guess is the best way to describe it. They also will keep spawning right near me because they can hear me, I guess. I'm thinking, do I want to get these items? Because they're only pure stone. They're not really that important to my person, actually. They do react to those. So let me see if I can kill some of them. They hide the moment you shoot them. So you gotta be, like, really quick. And clearly I can't kill them in one hit. Like, there we go. They cry like little babies the moment you kill them, because that's what they are. They're babies that have been neglected and left here to turn into demons. Very similar concept to Nito's tomb. A lot of skeletal remains of children because Pinwheel was trying to experiment to bring his child back to life. And every single child skeleton that you see is more or less a failure. I think that's all of them. Sometimes they'll drop these items. I'm trying to think of a right way to do this. The Brammed will help a little bit against the plague, but it doesn't. I'm pretty sure it's just not going to prevent outright plague. Let me see here. Maybe if I equip both the Estrel and the Brammed at the same time, like this. Wow, that's a really useful combo, I gotta say. It's useful enough to not get immediately plagued, because that's definitely noticeable when you don't get plagued immediately upon using it. Alright, let me get out of here before I die. Hey, Seeping Light. Thanks. Alright, so now we gotta go find his sister. Sellen the felon. I'm kidding. She's not really a felon. She's just sort of like looking for her lost brother. Alright, so we're gonna go put these back in the box. Really super useful, that stuff. Great Club, there we go. Drop that one, because we got a better one. Dark Silver Armor. The dark silver helmet from Vinland. The impressive parietal design represents the sacred tree of both houses. Let's see. Dark silver armor from Vinland. Dark silver is known to be the oldest metal in the land, and is said to exorcise malice. So that's all it has to say? Okay. So, most likely, he was wearing the armor because it protected him from the poisons of the swamp. That's probably why he would never get poisoned by it, or plagued. Too bad I can't wear it because I'm a lady. I'm not even mad. I'm a little annoyed, but I'm not even mad. Alright, so yeah, I can still wear everything. Got one soul to pop. I can probably level up a little.
Soul of the mind.
Yeah.
Soul of the mind.
Soul of the mind.
Art thou done?
Let's repair my gear too. I figured by this point it probably needs it.
Do.
Did I get those rotten arrows? I did not. Okay, well, while we're going back, I'm gonna get the rotten. There's a set of rotten arrows that you can pick up while you're going through this level. I just gotta find them. I'm gonna use them to kill the dragon, or the blue dragon. Because we're gonna kill the blue dragon and save Bjor, kind of. Not really, because Bjor, he dies because I saved him. Unfortunately, that's just how this game seems to want to meme me. I assume he dies. There's not really any way of knowing, but he disappears the moment you you kill that dragon and talk to him. Oh, faint stone. Oh, I got the right rings on. Let's see here. Oh, really? You can't clear that gap. Huh? I don't know what I got caught on there. Oh. A lot of late moongrass. Get out of my way. There we go. There it is. Rotten arrows. Hey, thanks. Ow. Guys, quit it. Bunch of assholes. Alright, yeah, I got a couple soul remains left. Throw one, catch their attention. We'll keep running. Alright, we're heading over here. And then I guess while we're here, we're gonna go back the other way again and get the remaining items that I just didn't get on the way through the first time. Back over here. I always forget that one item that I saw back there was like an item that was on the other side of the fence. So here we are, Miss Selin. She's actually not clipping through the ground for once.
Why? You are one of the sane ones, are you not? I am Selin of the West. I seek my brother, Garl Vinland, the knight who accompanied Saint Estraya on her travels. I believe they settled here. If you happen to see my younger brother, please tell me. I must share with him the last words of our father.
Well, alright, if you insist.
This crest, that is a Vinland heirloom meant for my younger brother. So, my brother and Estraya have both strayed from the path of God. The poor souls. Perhaps their hearts were too pure.
Seems like it, yeah.
Oh, traveling warrior. I hesitate to ask, but can you part with that crest? Garl has strayed from the path of righteousness, but I wish to have the heirloom in honor of our Vinland blood. I shall reward you in kind. Thank you, kind warrior. As Garl's sister, I express my deepest thanks for your honoring of his name. Please accept this. It was intended for my brother, but now it should belong to you. May the angels gaze favorably upon you. Umbasa.
Umbasa. And give devout prayer. Extremely simple white silver ring. A symbol of high status in the church. It is given only to those who are devout to pure and eternal service to God. In constant devout prayer. I think it was just supposed to be a gift that she was going to give to her brother at some point, because he was a pretty devout follower, according to everybody that had something to say about him. But then, you know, things happen, yada yada yada, and I'm a demon. Never mind nonetheless. Never mind the little. Yeah, that's the word. That was here nor there, really. I'm running low on soul remains. I need to go buy some. Oh. Killed most of the dudes on the way through the first time, so shouldn't be too hard getting through here, I would think. Most of them, I'm saying. I'm not going to say I killed all of them. Alright, now we can go this way. Unlock the shortcut that's down below and get the few items that are still here. There's an item there, along with a shaman that drops a set of armor when you kill him. Hey, could you... Thanks. I guess I should have my bow out for those guys. They're especially good at catching me right here. Ow. It's fine. Fine. I'm not even mad. Whoa. Out of here, kid. Give me that grass. So there's an item right there. There's another item in the very back. Or like, it's back here further. Let me do this, because I'd rather be safe than sorry. I forgot, there's a crystal lizard that I meant to check. Could you not get stuck there? It wasn't this crystal lizard, but it is a start. Yeah, like... There we go. Chunk. Soul. And then down here, this should be the Mirrodin hammer. Yeah. Pretty good weapon. Pretty good. And then this should be either a soul or a rejuvenator's ring. Okay, the rejuvenator's ring. Don't think there's anything else except for like this one stray item that's all the way over here. And that one island that has 3 stones of ephemeral eyes on them. The troll island is, I like to call it. Okay, so that's a soul. Thought it was something good. No, that's not. That's kind of rude. Somebody died there to give me that soul. I had to think about it for a second. Somebody died so I could carry that soul. That guy too. Rip that dude. There should be an item on this middle island. Yeah, there it is. Another soul. And then these plants here, these monster plants, they're the ones that give out the blossoms. So if you need blossoms, you can farm here apparently. No, what is this? Is this also a soul? It is also a soul. Ah, and then there's the island with all the dudes on it. Alright. We're gonna go back the other way. Because it's actually faster to run back to the shortcut. Because it's literally just a straight line. Crazy, I didn't even have to buy these. They're just all over the place. Oh yeah, in this game you can actually switch between one-handed and two-handed. And you'll gain a little bit of stamina every time you do it. They think they can get me, but they can't. And I'm out. Too bad they can't climb. In fact, it actually looks like you can see the island of Troll from here. Yeah, you can actually. If you wanted to, you can actually snipe them, I think, from here. Yep. That's a good way to do it, I think. Okay, I got a good strat for that island now. You following me? Couldn't tell. Anyway. Drop down here with the shaman. Off by himself. Ow! There we are. Shaman's clothing. And this should be just a soul. Alright, that is more or less everything with exception of those 3 items on that, the 3 stones of ephemeral eyes. Let's get out of here then. Oh, okay. Don't. Trying to hit yes and it didn't work. Unfortunately, I can't wear the shaman set because I'm a lady. Okay, we're gonna go back. Or let me see here.
Beware.
He only says beware the limits of your own pack over and over again. We're gonna go here and get some soul remains. Sorry. Readjusting my microphone. And then I need to check a lizard in World 5 real quick. Or better yet, let's just like buy all of them, as many as we can. There we go. Ah, camera, please. There was a lizard somebody told me about. The first lizard in World 5, for some reason, won't respawn upon a reload like most every other lizard in the game. And that's what he said, so I wanted to check it to be sure. Because that sounds cool enough to make sure. Like, it's inconvenient for most people, but it sounds useful enough to learn by itself. Okay, so I need Widow's Lotuses. Do I have any bombs? I don't think I do. Oh, I do. Cool. Alright. Go backwards. Because it's faster to get to the lizard from here. Kind of weird that this muck is thick and viscous, but it doesn't poison you like the other stuff does. Probably because when you're in here fighting a leechmonger, the leeches do the same thing to you as poison or even toxin. I think it's the leeches do about as much continuous damage to you as plague would do. I keep calling it toxic, but it's just same thing really, I guess. That's fine. I'd rather have a few fire bombs left than none at all. The lizard's not here. That is pretty weird. There is only one lizard for this entire area. Oh, there's somebody. Alright, let's check this then. So, I've only been here once. So, there should be... The lizard should have respawned before I even... And it should have been present before I even got over here. But, for some reason... is not here. There's literally... This lizard only spawns once? What the hell? Do I need to leave and come back? That can't be right. I've left multiple times. That is so weird. No, I've killed all the bosses. I've killed all 3 bosses here already. It should have been pretty obvious that I did. I've only been to that lizard once. I only ran through there once. So the fact that the lizard doesn't even respawn at all is very weird. Like, there's literally only one lizard there. What do you do to make him respawn? Do I need to, like, quit out and come back completely? Because I just reloaded. Let me see if that's a thing. I don't know. Because I'd been to the Nexus multiple times before I even went there. So it's really weird that the lizard didn't even respawn. Unless he somehow is like super hyper aware of my position somewhere on the map that he shouldn't be. And he just disappears before I even see him. That's so weird. I keep saying that, but it is. It's so weird. It's the only lizard in the game that I've seen like this. I mean, like, I wouldn't have known about it if Milty Milk didn't tell me. Alright, let's try this again. Yeah, back away again. So I just quit out completely and I'm reloading. And it's like you said, Seeping Light. They are supposed to respawn once initially, and then when you kill all the bosses, they get an additional respawn. Up to 3 in this level. So you should be able to see him 4 times. But for some reason, he didn't show up. I didn't even see him at all. So I was wondering, it's like, maybe I just missed him? Maybe he just, like, was hidden in the crowd and he disappeared. Oh, come on. Tag teamed me. One of these guys fall before I even... I think maybe one of them clipped through the level or something. Alright. Go back, firebomb these little guys. Most of them. Ah! Always. Alright, I don't see him. Yeah, he's not here. He's not spawning anymore for some reason. This is weird. Yeah, he's not here anymore. So, for some reason, this lizard just doesn't spawn. I'll have to recheck with what Milt said to make him respawn, but as far as I can tell, he literally spawned once, and he doesn't respawn even after killing bosses. So either I'm making him aware of me before I even get up here, or there's a glitch going on here. No, the bosses, the way they spawn is only relevant to the boss in that area, as far as I'm aware. Unless something unique about this one is different, but as far as I can tell, none of the other lizards respawn because of killing a boss in another level. I have no idea. Let me see here. Maybe it's a matter of... Maybe I'm just approaching it from the wrong direction. Let me try that. I'm going to reapproach the lizard from the way that you normally should approach it. So I'm going to go from the beginning of the level all the way back. So let me try that. See if maybe it's just a matter of jumping into the level. I'm using the wrong arc stone. I kind of doubt it because he's not showing up. Well, wrong one. These. Alright, I already got everything. Alright, so at least now I don't have to deal with blowing up rats. Hey, what? Get out of my way, kid. Beat it. Okay, so the rocks only fall once. There. Alright, everybody's dead. Free dark moongrass. Nice, nice. There he is. That is really weird. All right. Go back to the Nexus, and now I'm going to do the same thing again, but I'm going to approach it from the Leechmonger's Arcstone. I just want to confirm that what I just saw is what it is. That for some reason you can't reload from the Leechmonger's stone. For some reason the lizard doesn't spawn when you use this one. That's at least that's what I'm hypothesizing. I honestly have no idea. I'm not a number man. I don't have debug. I can't exactly check. But that seems to be what it is. One crystal lizard that randomly doesn't spawn because of the Arcstone you use. That should have been the second spawn for him anyway. Let us see. This isn't a very exciting thing to do now, but it's something that I feel like is an interesting another interesting weird thing about Demon Souls. Oh, whoops. Can only get 2 hits with that ever. Yeah. None of them are dropping Arkstone shards now. Yeah, he didn't spawn here. Alright. I'll do it one more time from the other Arkstone, just to be sure. And then we can continue the last level of the game. Because this is something that I'll definitely make another post about this one. Maybe I'll start like a Reddit thread called Demon Souls Oddities, where I just talk about things that I'm interested in about Demon Souls. Because I've definitely got a few of them already. I really like... Can you guys stop double teaming me, please? Alright. Yeah, that is what it is. Huh. Okay. That's what I'm gonna go with for now. You can't get this crystal lizard by respawning from the Leechmonger. Even though Leechmonger is technically the fastest bonfire to get, or fastest Arkstone, you can't go through the Leechmonger's Arkstone to get to this one. You have to always use the first one. It just drops Faint Stone. Yeah, it drops nothing but Faint Stone, but it's a pretty reliable amount of it. He seems to drop about 2, at least 2, maybe even 3 sometimes. So if you need Faint Stone drop, he's one of the guaranteed ones. And then clothes of a dubious heretical shaman. Bags to store knickknacks are attached all over. Some sort of foul-smelling tallow is also stuck in it. Tallow being, of course, animal fat. I think specifically dog fat, really. Let me check. But I'm pretty sure the fact that you keep seeing dead animals, especially dead dogs in the Valley of Defilement, it's probably dog tallow. But this is supposed to be rendered... Oh, it's usually a rendered form of beef or mutton fat. Okay, never mind. It's probably one of those. One of those! Alright then. So now we can, buy a bunch of arrows, I guess, and then we're gonna go kill the big blue dragon with our help, with the help of Bior. Anything else? Yeah, a lot of arrows. We're gonna need a lot of arrows, because this dragon's an asshole.
Well, how was it? Aren't you glad we're such good friends?
Yeah, I'm pretty glad we're good friends. I don't think he says anything. Yeah, that's what I thought. Alright, let's, we gotta get the Makoto. The Makoto will help with, setting up damage. There it is.
Yeah.
And now, time for the final level. Penetrator's Arkstone. The King's Tower, once a symbol of Boletaria, is now ridden with dragon claw marks. with only the old king watching all from his broken throne. Oddly enough, Bjor doesn't say anything about the king up to this point for some reason, which is really weird. I'm wondering if I go here now and step foot into the level and then come back, is Bjor going to be here now, or is he going to be back in the Nexus? I feel like he's going to probably just leave the Nexus now and not come back. So all you have to do is step forward. Couple of billion red phantoms back there. So let me see if that's what it is. I want to say he's probably not going to be in the Nexus now, because I feel like just entering the level should add his dialogue, or add the dialogue he has about how questionable it is that Allant did what he did. He's still here.
Where?
He doesn't say anything new. Okay. I guess I don't know what I did to make him change his dialogue. Let me drop some rings, because several of these rings, they're useful in their own right, but I have no use for them in this moment. I do have the clever rat ring. I do not. Good thing I actually checked. There we go. I didn't even have it on me. Oh wait, yeah, it's not. Okay. Clever rat ring. We're gonna equip the good stuff. Alright. So now we get to deal with King Allant's final goons. Essentially, they're just the red phantoms of the knights that were a part of his original group, with exception to Bjor and Valorfax. I like how he just sort of like fell on his ass. There's a crystal lizard that spawns in the middle of the room right behind one of the barricades. He drops hard stone, sharp stone, you know, same old really. He's already gone, it looks like. Alright, let's there's Metas. That's Alfred. And supposedly this is supposed to be Longbow Ulan, because they use the white bow. But it's a lady, when Ulan has always been described as a man. So either the game got the descriptors wrong in the translation, or maybe Ostrava was never really sure about what gender Ulan was supposed to be. Maybe like one of those, he heard it from a friend who heard it from a brother who heard it from their cousin kind of thing. There's a game of musical phone tag or something, and everything just got messed up. Fortunately, this guy's not very bright. You know, for the guy who is the penetrator, essentially, he's not very smart. It is what it is, really. In fact, let's wear the Ring of Avarice so we can get some extra souls out of this. Now, unfortunately, I don't like fighting Alfred, because Alfred is an asshole who hides behind his shield a lot. Whoop, you got in my way. That'll work. Come here, Alfred. She has Firestorm, too. Yeah, they're pretty easy. The problem is that I don't want to fight both of them at the same time. The thing is that Alfred is fat. He is super fat. He has trouble. He will have trouble following me because he cannot run. He is so over-encumbered with the amount of gear that he has on him. Oh, but you also need to remember that his scraping spear will break your gear really, really easily. So I'm trying to get him away from Ulan. Because if he can roll behind him. I have, let's see, some stones. Make sure he doesn't break my sword. Do they drop anything? Yeah, they drop their unique weapons. He drops, he doesn't drop the spear though, he drops a shield. Huh, I didn't realize when he does special attacks. Yeah, okay, so you can just rush him. He's actually pretty easy to beat. He'll drop his shield. I can't pick it up, but it's his shield. Okay, so my gear is more or less really damaged now. Ah, not really. Okay. I think it's because I used the grindstone. Yeah, it's fine. Okay. Now the only one left is Ulan. She drops her white bow. You gotta be very careful with Ulan though. She can cast Firestorm. You can make the scraping spear with the boss soul. And then of course you get another white bow from Ulan. You can't do anything with the tower shield. The tower shield, you can find one of those already in 1-2. So you don't really need to worry too much about missing that one. Hey, come back here. This crystal lizard is buff. Chunks of sharpstone, though. You can't make the penetrating sword. I know you can find one, but you can't make it with boss sword. You can find one in 1-3. On a ledge overlooking the portcullis. Near the shortcut, actually. Wait, I didn't do full damage. What? Man, this is the worst place to not do full damage. That's really annoying. So weird. I didn't full damage him with one hit. I don't understand. That is a problem that I've been having multiple playthroughs now. Where you don't get a full riposte damage out of an enemy. Hey, come down here. There we go. Hey, Black Knight. Hey, Red-Eyed Knight. Come here. No? He's not gonna run at me. Okay. That'll work. Down there all by his lonesome. Alright, and then the Blue Knight, the Blue Dragon, I mean, that was from 1-1 shows up here. The one dragon that didn't do anything up to this point now does something. He also changes the world tendency when you kill him. It's kind of weird how that works, but it is what it is. Alright, anyway. We're gonna just use him to kill the red boy over there. Or the fat boy. I'm gonna run past him, I think. Do I want to run past him, or do I just want to make him leave? I think I just want to shoot him. Let's just shoot him. First, we got to equip the Makoto. And then the Clever Rat Ring. So let's equip and de-equip and re-equip over and over again. Oh yeah, and let's... Here, Dragon, give me a hit, will ya? No? Hit me again. Come on. Hit me. Wow. I didn't realize that he was this far back with his hitbox. Huh? Hit me? There he is. That's the Fukusan, I know. I need to do a bunch of damage to him anyway. Oh, that sounds like a really good idea. Poison? I never considered using poison on him. I use poison arrows, because poison arrows, they take a while to proc, but once they do it, they do it. And poison lasts quite a while on this guy. Oh wait, what am I doing? I can just do this. These are the arrows that you don't need to shoot him in the face to do damage with. You just shoot him in the side. You know, start. It takes like 20 arrows to get him. Come on, proc poison already. There it goes. There we go. Next to the white arrows. This is just so that I can get him out of here and I can collect the items in one fell swoop. It's behind the barrel if it's still unbroken. Oh! Okay. Good thinking. I never knew how far he, it took to attack. It's just like one of those things that I usually never deal with. Like, I like knowing a lot about the game, but I'll admit I don't know everything. You don't know everything, Uso Snow. But yeah, look at that damage. Kunai actually do more poison proc than the toxic arrow or the rotten arrows. So that's one thing to remember. I kept my kunai specifically for the second part. Alright, so we're gonna go pick up these items. He's gonna start fighting Bior for us. I guess I'll kill this fat boy. Or not. There we go. Alright. Hey, pure heartstone. I don't really need it, but that's pretty nice. Oh, let's actually not have that equipped right now. He's still poisoned. Perfect. Alright, wait a second. I'm gonna wait until he goes from left to right, because he always seems to go from one to the other. There we go. Don't hit me. Don't hit me. Oh, shit. That's perfect, though. Oh, damn it. I didn't think about that. I was spamming the heal button while I was rolling. Whoops. This is gonna take a while, guys. Go do something. Go do something interesting, like read the entirety of Bram Stoker's Dracula. Oh yeah, and then while I'm at it, he's gonna run out of poison before he's dead, so I'm gonna poison him again. You can use kunai to do it. Kunais actually have a higher build-up than the rotten arrows do. I've already collected everything Black Sabbath, so yeah, but technically you could go back to 1-1 and collect everything. I have a thing that I do that I can pick up everything within one go, so I don't have to backtrack for later. Though I'm gonna still go fight Doran. Or not really fight Doran, but like cheese the crap out of him. Because cheesing him is fun and easy, as opposed to him trying to kill me while I'm knocking him about a bit. I'm gonna upload this run to YouTube also. I guess what I'll do is put timestamps on everything. And put timestamps on weird oddities in the game. And maybe like on boss stuff and like important things that I feel like a lot of people probably would like to know about the game. Alright, so that's it. Huh, I did more damage over there. Wonder if it's because he was poisoned. There we go. Built it up with exactly 9, 10 of them. I'm not sure how many. As opposed to the rotten arrows that did even less poison buildup. Memo to self, those are just horrible for building up poison. I guess what I'll do next playthrough is I'm probably going to go find Blige and see if maybe he sells kunai. Because kunai are really good for poison buildup apparently. Oh, what about him? They'll be gone after you kill the first 3 bosses. The red one, I mean. This is the blue one from 1-1. But I've already killed the first boss, or the first red drake. But if you get pure white world in Boletaria, the red dragon just disappears from the entire level. So if you end up getting White World by accident, you miss the red dragon unless you kill yourself accidentally or something. He just doesn't show up afterwards. Heavy arrow? Okay, he's almost dead anymore. Dang, man, this guy's got a lot of HP. He should be dead, though. There he goes. Dang it, I forgot to put the ring on. That's fine. Bior, are you still alive? I'm pretty sure he is. Yeah, there he is.
You need some help? Leave the flying lizard to me! May light shine upon our lord and our proud Boletaria!
Oh, you alright there, Bior? I killed the dragon.
We managed, did be. That leaping lizard was more trouble than expected. Now, you go on ahead. You know me.
Yeah, it's
And
Onion, bro.
That swooping monstrosity was quite a drain on me.
The fact that he coughs like that leads you to believe he's probably not doing so hot. Mr. Dragon Slayer, I'm not feeling so good. And then we'll get this one last drop. Now, unfortunately, these doors right here aren't a shortcut. As much as it, you know, they would fit within the, you know, the existence of the level, they're just not a shortcut for some reason. They would make perfect sense as a shortcut. The long way is longer. Also, fun fact, you'll notice most of the knights here are modeled after the Penetrator, and then these knights right here would have been the Tower Knight. So it's kind of weird that they just sort of repeated the Penetrator Knight over and over again. Oh, there he is. Yeah, there he is. Here's Alfred. An actual intact version of him. Hate that lack of a shortcut. Yeah, I know, it's really annoying. I mean, it's like, it's not that annoying, but it's like, it's one of those things that it would have made the level a little bit easier. But I don't think they expected people to kill the dragon.
Oh, it's you, is it?
Dragon has a lot of
My
HP.
father is up above. Well, what's left of him anyway? He's transformed into a fiendish demon. I began this quest in a search for truth. But it seems I was a fool to even try. Please, kill my father. In his degenerated state, he can only bring peril to the lands.
Would take that over the swamp one. Yeah, I would have liked it too. The swamp one is useful, but I usually don't die to the Dirty Colossus, so there's almost no reason for me to take the shortcut.
To bring an end.
If you know what I mean. I'm usually doing no death, so the shortcuts are useless to me. Alright, so he gave me the ring, or the mausoleum key. Royal Mausoleum Key. Carved algamatolite. Algamatolite? I've never heard of that material. I'm gonna look it up real quick. Field trip. Algamatolite. Okay, so what color is this supposed to be? Like a, roughly the color of the key, actually. Huh. It's a very distinct looking stone color. It looks pretty nice. Like a reddish to yellow. It's got a very specific color depending on where you find it. But apparently it's supposed to be a pretty unique material. Something like soapstone, really. According to this, it has like a something sometimes loosely referred to as soapstone. That means it's very, very metamorphic rock. Let's see here. Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. Like, it seems to be made of the same stuff that you would expect with the orange soapstone signs and stuff like that from Dark Souls. But then you look at the, what is it? The white eyes, the stuff. An eye you stole from a Black Phantom. An ice stone you stole from Black Phantom. I almost literally thought it said eye. A white shadow of all eye stones. Controls the summoning of phantoms. And then proof that you have been accepted by the Monumental as a demon slayer. So that's a symbol. That's a simple white stone right there. But it's more in line with the blue eye orb from like Dark Souls and stuff. All right. Let us remove that. Put on the Ring of Avarice. Alright, so Ostrava just killed himself out of embarrassment for his father's treachery. He still thinks this is his father up here. He went to the grave thinking it was his father. So he's now been reborn as a red phantom because he's very, very impassioned about it. But we're not going to kill him. There's no point. So we're going to open this. Notice how the elevator is powered? 2 dudes. 2 dudes. 2 dudes. So even in the fall of Boletaria, This elevator is still powered by slaves. It's very convenient. I am literally walking on the back of others to get to the top. Literally walking on their backs. No complaints, really. I'm just saying it's weird to think. Why didn't I kill the Red Phantom? He just drops... The reason I didn't kill him is that he just drops the Mystic Sword, or the Rune Sword and the Rune Shield. I already have them. And there's not really anything to gain from killing him at that point, really. I'll let him be a Red Phantom forever. Even in death, he's useless. He's not very powerful in life, and he's not very powerful in death. He's probably more powerful when in New Game Plus than anything, but... Alright. So now we get to fight... Allant. If that is his real name. He's like sitting on something. Yeah, he's like sitting on his busted-ass throne. You couldn't tell he was. I think he's sitting on a pillar, actually. Like a broken pillar that's behind the throne. But it's not actually Allant. It's actually a demon made to look like him. That Japanese thing about doppelgangers with one being an evil version of themselves. You'll notice that the fight hasn't started yet. Because for some reason it waits for you to walk forward. So we're going to apply this. Do this. And then do this. This guy's really derpy too. He's very unpredictable. I love the fact that he seems to be consistently stunned by this thing, though. He doesn't... If you have a weapon that has a long enough animation... If you have a weapon that has a long enough animation, he may reset his animation when you attack him. Like that, for example. He'll just, like, dodge roll out of your attacks and stuff. Ah, he actually got me. Oh wow, he actually aimed right for me. What the fuck? Hate it when he randomly changes direction in the middle of an attack. What the fuck kind of response was that? That's fine. That too. Sometimes he'll just go from one attack in the middle to another attack with no wind up. Like that. He usually is supposed to give you a warning, but he doesn't sometimes. He'll just straight up, there it is. See, like, he just stopped in the middle of his animation and started doing it again. And then sometimes he's just, like, dumb. I don't really understand why. And he did. He is such a derpy boss. Alright, so I'm wearing that ring, so I'm gonna get a lot of souls for killing him.
How did you defeat
In fact, his soul gave him away. False King Demon Soul. Just to let you know that he wasn't a real person. He wasn't even himself. It was a demon that he had. And now he's talking to me through his demon after I killed him. Alright, so now things are gonna be a little bit weird in the Nexus. No more is that weird, creepy-ass organ music going to be playing. Something creepier is going to be in its place. And now we are going to go kill Doran. Not really kill him, but we're going to make him fall off a ledge. Alright. Does anybody besides... Let's see if anybody
I can
acknowledges that noise.
Deep inside.
He doesn't acknowledge it. How about you?
Thank you. If only
He doesn't acknowledge it. That weird, nasty-ass groaning noise.
Oh,
Okay, so let's listen to Urbane. Urbane is the only one who acknowledges this noise, as far as I'm aware.
Oh, do you have... From where does that howl come?
Everybody said something
no
very
demon.
specific about Urbane.
It sounds more like a poor, hungry child. Do you have any idea what it might be? Something about it puts me at great unease. May God watch over us, bless us, and all of Boletaria. Mbasa.
So people have literally said about Urbane in their descriptions of him that he can literally hear the voice of God. So the
Yes,
moment that he hears this groaning, horrible noise below the Nexus, he immediately doesn't realize that it's God. The old one. The old one that he worships. Because he doesn't think the old one is his God, but his God is the old one. And the irony, the hypocrisy associated to this situation is so good. It's literally palpable.
Oh, thank God, I'm better.
Mbasa. And that's completely out of context what he said there.
May God Mbasa.
Mbasa.
Yes, I see.
Yes, I see. And then of course Bjorn never returns to the Nexus, and you never see him again.
Are you certain you wish to learn witchcraft? It would honor me to... Are you sure? But I am afraid that...
Okay, so she has
it is
nothing
a-
to say after this. Now I'm pretty sure Frake will say something about it too, but his statement will be completely different.
You have your wit.
So let's see what he has to say.
Why? You have defeated all the demons, have you not? This ghastly howl. The Monumental has spoken of it before. There is a question I have long had in my mind. It is whether we are right to banish the Old One. And I now have the answer. And it is a resounding no. Listen closely. The Old One must not be cut off from us. If the Candle Maiden tries to entrap it, kill her. Then absorb the souls of the Old One for yourself. The Old One is an unfathomable deposit of energy. It contains all the souls collected by the demons. You will gain the power of a king, and I will gain knowledge from beyond.
I love the
And
fact
that, my dear friend,
that he is
is the
whispering at
righteous
me.
path. You must not allow trifling matters
He
to
knows that
dissuade
what
you.
he is saying is so
The
horrible,
demon
everybody would
souls
lynch him.
shall be ours. If truth be told, that woman has been tainted by demons herself. She would thank you in her death for relieving her agony.
He doesn't want a Candle Maiden to hear what he's saying.
If truth be...
Okay.
I am fully... I can...
And then he immediately goes back to full volume. I am fully aware. Kill her, if it should please you. Kind of makes me think of Gurman from Bloodborne. The way that he says you can do whatever you like with the doll, if it pleases you. He tries to tell you it in strictest of confidence. I think the Monumental never says anything about this this situation either, but I'll double check. I don't think the Monumental's gonna say anything. Because I'm not white character tendency either, so...
You have destroyed
there it is,
all
okay.
of the demons. You soon shall hear the call of the Old One. Then, the Candle Maiden shall guide you below the Nexus, where the Old One awaits. She will lull the Old One back to slumber. That is, after all, her purpose.
Her purpose.
You have destroyed...
Okay, so that's all you say now. Alright, now we are going to go take a little side trip to Old King Doran. because I want his ring, and I'm kind of an asshole. I've gone out of my way not to kill anybody who didn't deserve it, but Dorn has a really good ring on him, and I kind of want to kill him for it. Is it bad? Am I that out of touch? No, it's the children who are wrong. Alright, so first, we're going to take a little bit of... We're going to take a good little thing with us. But first, we need to deposit a bunch of stuff. Because I picked up a bunch of things on the way there. So let's get rid of it. What else? Alright, take... Storm Roar.
We are indebted to you.
Alright, so we are going to go all the way over. Yeah. Find it interesting that they put stamina rings so far out of the way in Souls games. Yeah, that is true. I think, what's the word? Dark Souls 3 is probably the fastest stamina ring to get to. Out of all of them, I think it's probably the fastest one to get to. But I could be wrong. If you think about it hard enough, if you know what you're doing in Dark Souls, you can get to that ring. One is kind of close. Oh yeah, is it? I'm trying to think where's the closest stamina ring in that game? I don't think you can buy one. I'm pretty sure you find it on a corpse. Like maybe in that foggy woods area. I'm not entirely sure though. I've mentioned my disdain for Dark Souls 2 on my stream multiple times. I was very adamant about my distaste for that game. I've tried liking that game. I just don't know. It's up a narrow hill. Okay, so that is the one that I'm thinking of. Like, I still know where most of the base items are. It's that one that's up in the foggy woods on a narrow hill, yeah. The one with all the invisible enemies. I need to kill a bunch of dudes on the way up, so I'm gonna go this way. Because that way I can kill all the enemies that I need to kill. Because I'm gonna be throwing this guy off a ledge. So it'll be a lot easier for me to just clear everything out. If you guys want an easy way to kill him, this is gonna be the easiest. Because this is a guaranteed, this makes sure that he isn't aggro to you when you hit him with the sword. Because, all you have to do is take him to 50% health. Or 75% health? I'm not sure how much it is again. I want to say it's 75%. And then you're going to keep knocking him with the sword. Because it'll just throw him. Like, really far. Get out of the... Man, that guy took the longest time to die. Alright. Yeah, you can see I've never been over here because there's still an unclaimed item. Bloodborne? Hey Thor, how you doing? Bloodborne at the end of the quest line and in a bossless area in Dark Souls 1. Yeah, I know the Chloranthy ring is in the Great Hollow. And then the quest line for the Hunter of Hunters, I can't think of her name. It escapes me for some reason. Alright, there's a cheesy thing you can do when you first come in. You don't let him finish his dialogue. You keep backstabbing him. This?
Thou who seeketh the king's sword. I am the old king. Thou who seeketh the king's sword. I am the old king. Thou who seeketh the king's sword. I am the old king. Thou who seeketh the king's sword. I am the old king. Show me thine. Thou who seeketh the king's sword. I am the old king. Thou dost well to impress
There we go.
one such as me, young knight. I am old King
Who are you
Doran,
looking at?
and
How am
thou
I doing
hast
that?
proven thine
Exploiting
strength.
his AI? That's
Go
pretty much
forth
the only reason
and
I'm able
take
to
the
do it.
king's sword in thine
You
hand.
every time you backstab him, for some reason, it just resets his anime. It just resets
I
his
am
dialogue.
the old king. Show me thine strength and the strength of thine soul.
Quit it. I already did it. Now stop talking. Alright, so now Storm Ruler. Alright, so he's not aggro to me. So when I hit him with the Storm Ruler, I have to free aim because I can't lock onto him because of that. So let's just do this. He should start moving because the moment you knock him out of his room, he'll start moving back. There he goes. And this sword does so little damage to him that you don't have to worry about aggroing him. But if you do, he'll end up just, what's the word I'm thinking? He'll end up too far out of AI range to even want to attack you. I just gotta figure out how to get him to go the way I want him. There we go. This weapon will break probably before I can finish taking him over there, but it'll be fine. So yeah, use Storm Ruler, knock his ass all the way over here. I think if I hit at this angle... Dang it. He always hits at like a 90-degree angle to me or something. So he never goes straight. That's really annoying. This sword will definitely break by the time I'm done. There's always that too, I forgot. There we go. Yeah, see, like I said, the weapon breaks. Less damage, oh no. Like this maybe? Nope. Doorways, hardest boss. I know, right? Can you get out of the way? I'm trying to get him away from the corner. He just sort of like goes into this corner and now I can't get him out. I can hit him with a dead angle. Maybe that'll help. There we go. There we go. No, 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 no. No, 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 come on! Man. What you gotta do to get a ring? He's so annoying because you can't lock onto him. Dang it. Oh my god. There we go. What happens if you try to draw the sword too fast? He just ignores it because he's still getting up. Oh my god, how do you knock him all the way over there? Oh no. Great, now he's stuck. Because he's so stupid. Yeah, he's stuck now. Great. Now he's not gonna leave. He just sort of like does this. Can you headshot him? Let's try. You can't actually necessarily headshot him, but I'm wondering if maybe a bow will do it. No? I'm trying to just make him weasel away. Come on, you're almost out. He's almost out. He broke. Yeah, he broke. Oh, over there, please. Back the way you came, kiddo. That also happens if you hit him when he's still getting up. Sometimes he just won't recognize he's being hit. Could you, like, fall off the ledge? No, he doesn't want to fall. There we go. Here, fall off this ledge. There we go. Perfect. Now he's gonna make himself exposed. What? I'm not gonna do anything. Who said I was gonna do anything to you? Why are you freaking out? I'm just walking behind you really closely. You're literally the king of Boletaria. I gotta make sure you get home safely. Haha, sucker. Alright. Just making sure he got home safely, you know? His item won't spawn right here. I gotta go back up to his room. My world tendency also changes because I just straight up killed him. So if I had pure white world, it's gone now. Alright. That's actually a pretty surprising way to kill him. Because, normally, you fight him balls to the wall. And he can kill you in like 2 hits. If he's trying, that is. He doesn't have to necessarily be trying. When he two-hands his weapon, he does a shit ton more damage. There we go. Eternal Warrior's Ring. In the King's, Ancient King set. Bronze Mask of the Demigod Old King Doran. Just says something about jewels being encrusted in it. But the ring... Hero Doran, protector of the royal family of Boletaria. Lives on forever as a demigod. Alright, and with that, we can leave. I need to go repair my weapon, though, because I'm going to definitely use the Storm Ruler for New Game Plus, I guess. Next New Game, I'm going to have to make a Morium Blade. I guess what I can do is maybe, like, continue my, my lore throughs with an NG Plus run. I'm just gonna have to, like, do a bunch of extra stuff to make it easier. Now that I think about it, I could have just ran the other way. Whoops. Oh, I didn't even kill that guy. Guess he's lucky. Yeah, there's a door right there that I could have used, but I didn't use it. Alright, let us now go and kill that other guy. What's his name? Ellen? Yeah, Ellen. We're gonna go kill Ellen. The true final boss. Because Demon Souls was interested in creating a difficult game, but they weren't necessarily interested in creating a very difficult final boss. They wanted a memorable one. They didn't want one like, well, for example, Gwen. They wanted one who was weak and reflects that weakness.
The Old One is calling for thee. Let us proceed
Because
he
Allant sought the power from the tree in a moment of weakness. Yeah, he's essentially a bonus boss. The final boss was really False King Allant, technically. Because they intended most people to find that boss at the very end of the playthrough. Though you could fight him early if you wanted to. All you have to do is kill one Archdemon, and you can immediately go to him if you wanted to. And that's pretty cool, I gotta say. But of course, you still, like I said, when I say immediately, I mean you still have to go through all the bosses to get to him. But I don't think, like, if you do the game enough, you'll definitely not really have that much problem with getting to him anyway. So now we're below the Nexus, which makes you think the Nexus is apparently a floating fortress, just in the middle of the sky. Though, now that I think about it, one of the concept art did include like a pillar or an obelisk that was just floating in the middle of the sky. So that could be what it is in shape anyway. You'll also notice that, well, this is the old one right here. He looks like a giant living tree. That's what he looks like to me anyway. He has brambles, he has bushes, he has branches all over him, just appearing all over the place. Because, I mean, I'm pretty sure that's what it said, that Allant he had touched the Tree of Life at some point and corrupted it to make it the old one, or wake it up. So I'm pretty sure the old one is supposed to, like, be this... It is literally a being that is on the same level as a god. But we're not entirely sure exactly what a god is in this game anymore. Because there are a lot of people that do things that are attributed to gods. Because, let's see. Valley of Defilement, like I said before, Maiden Estrella took on the power of a demon. So she was able to do miracles with her power, which in turn had them label her as a god. The people of the valley would have probably thought of her as a god. And then the old monk was very much like Allant in the way that he was, he sought great power in an attempt to get revenge against his wife who kicked him out. I want a divorce. Well, I'm taking the kids. And then he ends up coming back with a yellow turban and takes over the place and enslaves the entire population, imprisons anybody who could very well be of any danger to him, and then uses the remainder of people who are still loyal to the queen to experiment on them into turning them into demons. So he had the ability, he had powers akin to like that of a god. And then of course, what else? Allant himself, in the way that he became a puppet for the actual being that was even higher than them in existence, the old one. And now we get to see like this weird blown out vista of the world, some location below the Nexus that doesn't really have a name other than being called the Nexus. A lot of weird, just old blown out architecture everywhere. There is actually like an out of bounds area on the side over here. You can actually, somebody showed it to me, a guy named Vegeta. What the hell? Is this a shadow? Broken shadow. Broken volumetric shadow just sort of like tripping out on me right here. Let me see here. There's like a rock that I can roll onto right here. I'm trying to remember how you get to it though. I think it's like up here. Nope. Stand on it. Well, Vadi, explain this shadow, please. I would like him to. He's an expert soulsman. He knows what he's talking about, probably. We need EMB in here, too. EMB, Vadi, Silvermont, we need you. I summon thee. Only there was jump. Yeah, there's like a roll somewhere over here that I can make. I don't remember where the rock is, per se. It's over here somewhere. Kind of a pointless out of bounds, because once you go too far out of bounds, you just fall through the level and die. And then your bloodstain gets left in an area you can't easily get back to. It's over here somewhere. I'm trying to remember how you get to it. May just be as simple as me running. Nope. 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 I can't remember it. Okay, whatever. It's just an out of bounds. There's nothing really to gain from it. You'll just get to see around the outside exterior of the old one. Because he looks like an uprooted tree. That's really what he looks like. He looks like a big, giant tree that's been uprooted. That has turned into a big monster of some sort. Oh yeah, we also got Demon Brent. Like Beta Chaos. Yeah, more or less. The creation of all demons. So there's a good chance that Beta Chaos was probably very, very heavily inspired by the old one. Now that I think about it, I never even thought about it like that. Which is kind of weird, considering I play this game so much. You would think I'd recognize a bad boss when I see one. Hiya, buzzing! Now we get to hear Allant. The actual Allant.
You have been chosen by the Old One. Shalt thou seek everlasting demon souls, or obey that naive monumental? Whatever your choice, you are our first visitor. May you be welcome here.
Alright guys, this is gonna be a balls to the wall, non-stop battle. Get ready.
Surely you have seen.
Damn, that's a powerful sword you got there, buddy.
Suffering that fills this world. The fight poison with poison. God is merciful. So created the Old One. The Old One will feed upon our souls and put an end to our tragic realm of existence.
So it's finally revealed to us in our final moments before we kill this Lovecraftian abomination that the reason Allant woke the tree up was to kill all humanity, because he thought humanity was suffering for some reason. He thought mankind was in a constant age of suffering, so he thought by waking this guy up, he would, you know, theoretically cleanse the world of death and dismay and horror and destruction and suffering and stuff like that. That's kind of a weird way of looking at it, I'd say. So now, in the process of becoming the head archdemon for this guy, he's turned into this abomination. What a creepy looking thing. I don't even know what I'm looking at here. It looks like those are his eyes on the front of his face. And his mouth is like this weird maw with his tongue hanging out. And his arms and legs are like melded with tree roots almost. His bones are like displayed in his, like, I can see his spine sort of just like accordion or perforating his body. It's just like he is such a disgusting former thing of himself. And with this we get Soulbrand. So we got both swords. Demon Brand, the Demon Rending Blade. It's a white blade that forms a matching set with Soulbrand, particularly effective on demons. Old King Allant spurned the blade for the way its power increased the less demonic the wielder's soul became. So the fact that he was using this sword would imply that, well, let's see here. He used Demon Brent. Soulbrand was still with Old King Doran. He favored the blade by the way its power Oh, no, spurned. My mistake. My mistake. The irony here. Let me see here. I need to find a proper definition for the word spurned. I want to say it's a rejection. Yeah. So he rejects this, he rejects Soulbrand. Or, he rejects Demon Brand. According to the definition of spurn. To reject with disdain, to treat with contempt, or to kick or trample with your feet. He kicked the blade, for the way its power increased the least demonic the wielder's soul became. Yet, for some reason, he drops the sword when you kill him. So he's using the sword on you. He locked it up and gave his son the key. Yeah, but the sword that you get from, Wait, which sword did he get? Didn't he drop sword? He dropped Demon Brand. I'm pretty sure. I may be dumb, but let me check here. I'm pretty sure he dropped Demon Brand when I killed him. You got Soulbrand? Yeah, there it is. Okay. So yeah, Demon Brand was left with Doran. Okay. Good thing you pointed that out. For some reason, I'm literally blind and very forgetful. I literally just saw the name like 2 seconds ago and then I forgot. Okay, so clearly Soulbrand was the weapon that he liked because it made him more powerful the more demonic he became. So the weapon was probably just as good as it possibly could be when he was using it against me. And then of course Demon Brand was the weapon that Old King Doran was protecting, which is really weird considering he was using Northern Regalia, which is a fusion of both swords. I don't know. It's really weird that you can just... I'm assuming it's a concession that the developers are making because you are given... Because you see the enemy using the weapon, you should be able to use the weapon too, even if he's simultaneously using it on you. But they didn't feel like it was necessary to give you the entire weapon when you killed him. Or Doran, I mean. Probably because they wanted you to understand that when you meld them together with Old King Allant, or False King Allant's soul, you get the weapon. How do you know it's the Northern Regalia? Because, let me find a photo of him, just so I can show you. Let me see here. It should be the Northern Regalia. Yeah, because the Northern Regalia... Yeah, there it is. I'll post this image in chat. Or not. It won't let me look at the image. Yeah, it just won't let me look at the image. If you look at the entry for Old King Doran, he's actually holding the weapon. He's holding the Northern Regalia. Because the Northern Regalia is a white and black blade. Because it's literally just the Demon Brand and Soulbrand fused together. And he's using it on you when you fight him. It's why he does so much damage. Maybe it's a fake? Maybe. It could be a fake. But I kind of doubt it, considering when he two-hands that weapon, it nearly kills you in one hit. It doesn't seem to matter what level I'm at when I fight him. If he wants to kill me and he's two-handing that weapon, he will kill me in nearly one hit. But I can go with that, I guess. So let's assume it's a fake or an inspiration. How does he do so much damage? Probably because he's actually literally worshipped as a demigod. So there's probably some reason behind. He's probably very powerful, which would explain why he does so much damage. It deals like 440 attack rating? I think so. Now, like, the weapon has a set base damage, and it all ties in with the amount of white world or white character tendency, or let me see here. Let me double check its entry, because it should tell me when I look at it. Northern Regalia. Yeah, the weapon has a powerful... It simply attained pure black or pure white character tendency, and the weapon will have an attack rating of 540. So yeah, it's a straight very powerful weapon if you're at a pure black or pure white character tendency. Other than that, it kind of loses a lot of its damage when you don't have that set. It's the same with the other weapons. Like, I'm pretty sure with Soulbrand, you have to have a pure black character tendency to use it due to the nature of the weapon. This is the weapon that the darker your character tendency is, the more powerful it is. And then this one, the whiter the character tendency, the more powerful it is. I mean, at least now I understand that because of the colors of the weapon. This one's black, this one's white. Ebony and ivory. How powerful is this weapon? So it does split damage. It does a mix between... It does about half physical and half magic damage according to the entry for it. Yeah. Half and half. I think the other one... Yeah, they both... Oh, actually, one does a little bit more than the other. Huh. In fact, according to this, I can actually straight up use the weapon if I wanted to, because of the amount of damage it'll do. And I can use both of them with no trade-off except for character tendency upset. Alright. Technically, if I gave the Red Demon Soul to... If I gave the Red Hot Demon Soul to Ed already, I could have teleported out of here and go made the Northern Regalia just like that. But I guess for the sake of the playthrough, I've already messed it up. The Northern Regalia is pure physical. Let me see. That it is. No, wait, no, it's mixed. It also does split damage. It has like a split between... like dead split between physical and attack, at least according to the wiki dot. Actually, I have a character that has the Northern Regalia on it anyway, so I can probably double check it when I'm done here. But there's the Regalia's wiki entry. So anyway, we're gonna approach the, the center of the old one. This is literally the life tree, I think, that represents where he woke it up. So it probably means that he walked into a big giant cave or something with it in there. I'm pretty sure that's the life tree from the intro from the Monumental. Because the Monumental shows a bunch of information about what the life tree looks like, and this one looks more or less like that, I think. This weird gnarled tree that sort of spins over on itself. Kind of let you know just how old and otherworldly it is. I'll let her do it. I don't feel like killing her. Because, this is a really stupidly long playthrough. So she gets to live.
My thanks. At last, my duty is fulfilled.
What? You think he has it because he's on New Game Plus? He's on his own playthrough and he's in New Game Plus. Yeah, that could be it. That's probably why he does so much more damage than me. Oh wait, I don't need to walk. You can just walk through the fog door, and after like a set amount of time, it just plays the cutscene. Those fingers. Also, what's up, Verdes? I didn't say hi to you. Long time no see.
The Old One, along with the Maiden, were swept back into the lulling fog.
The lulling fog.
Boletaria was spared from the demons, but also lost its knowledge of soul arts.
Look at all those birds.
The souls lost during the
that's a lot of birds.
Pandemonium were never retrieved.
They were roosting. I want to say they were probably roosting on the Old One because he sat here for a while.
The unstable world has another monument.
You'll also notice that he has a lot of swords and like spears puncturing his top. And it's to let you know that this is something that's been done multiple times over.
Unprecedented power.
Just to let you know that there's a cyclical nature to the Old One. Somebody is inevitably going to come back and stab him and wake him up. Which is really kind of weird. I guess it's just to say that this is a never-ending cycle. At least that's how I read it. It may not be what it is, but it looked like he had a lot of swords in his side. And then, quick thing about the person who's singing this music. What is her name? Kokio, I think is her name. Kokia. She's like a Japanese pop star. Akiko Yoshida. Yeah, that's her name. She's pretty good. I actually learned about her through this, actually, because, you know, they just list her name as Kokio. Why can't From ever make a game which ends conclusively and nicely? They like creating drama, I guess? I don't know. Depending on what ending you did, you get a different ending as well. You get different credits, I mean. The way the game ends, like, you'll get a dark one if you kill the monumental, or kill the main in black and take on as being the next archdemon. And then because I let her live, I get this ending. The other ending is more dynamic and different. Yeah, it is different on the different music. It looks completely different. It's night and day different. That's how cool it is, I think. Then Naotoshi Zen is a supervisor listed. He's actually the guy who created the King's Field, Echo Knight, Shadow Tower series. Like, he's a pretty monumental character within the From Software themselves. And then Shunsuke Kita, the guy who created the music for this game, I think that was literally the only game he ever made music for. He's mostly like a television composer for like Japanese television and stuff. But I was very surprised by the fact that most of the music here was actually live orchestra. It wasn't like just like synthesized stuff. Like, they actually had a live orchestra sit in for this. Because, like, a lot of the music that was composed for Dark Souls and most of the stuff subsequent got more dynamically complex. Like, you'll notice it with Demon's Souls that the music is very simplistic in comparison to the other ones. Very tribal, very unsettling music for most of the boss fights. Like, the music fit, like, a specific theme for every area that you were in. Like, when you went to Boletaria, for example, it sounded like marching music. It sounded like the kind of music you would hear when you're in the army. Lots of trumpets, yeah. You hear a lot more brass when you're in there. But then when you go to, like, Latria, you hear this really creepy music that's sort of like really low-key, unsettling stuff. And then the music that I probably think is the best, me personally I think is the best, is like the music that you hear when you're in Astrea's boss fight. Because it's like this really sad, somber music that you hear. It almost sounds like you're listening to funeral music, the way that it's played. Very dramatic, tension music. And then I just feel like the music in this game is such a character. It establishes the theme of the game overall as this very bleak and very uncertain game. It has a really good theme. Or I don't know, like the game itself is very well themed. Everything, I feel, creates this cohesive whole that defines Demon's Souls. Though there are a lot of problems, I will admit there are definitely a lot of things wrong with this game that made it not as good as the other games. Mechanically speaking, I mean. Like, I think thematically the story in this game is really good. With exception to like a couple of grammatical spelling errors here and there. The fact that a lot of the Japanese translation was sort of lost when they were translating it to English. Because there was a company that they mentioned, Frog Nation Ltd. They were the company that was actually responsible for translating a lot of the Japanese narration and dialogue into English. They were actually responsible for several of the From Software games, being Demon's Souls, I'm pretty sure Dark Souls, and Bloodborne. That one company right there was responsible for it. And I guess it kind of shows early in like From Software history that this game was the fact that there's spelling errors in this game kind of elicits to me that From Software didn't really expect this game to do as well as it did, because it was never really patched that much upon its release. Cause, or some say Cosm. Yeah. The game was not really that patched after release, and a lot of mechanics were just not considered in the setting of stuff. They probably didn't understand exactly how important wording was in a game for its time. Yeah, exactly. Because, I mean, it's not the first time From Software games have had spelling errors in it. But you'll notice when you play Dark Souls and Souls games beyond Dark Souls that there's an extra attention paid to the written dialogue within the game, written text in the game. Because by that point, From Software knew that the game was, the style of game was that popular that they could reformat the Demon Souls formula into another game, rename it as a different game, and get away with selling it under Bandai. And that's how you got Dark Souls. Because they saw that the game was actually selling really well. Because originally, when Demon Souls came out, it didn't do very well, especially in Japan. Because most people didn't really understand what kind of game it was. Because, well, it was a game that kicks your ass really hard because you have stamina that you got to pay attention to. Enemies hit you realistically in a way that if you're treating this like a real situation, it's foolish to run into a group with about 5 enemies and expect not to die. Because there's more dudes than there are you. So they expected people to treat the game with a lot more caution, but a lot of people who went into the game not knowing that got obliterated, immediately called the game bad. Sony didn't even advertise the game very well when it was in Japan either. Like, the only companies that actually advertised the game really well were Atlus and Bandai, because they both saw that the game would be marketed. If the game was marketed as a hard game that would kick your ass, it would make people want to play it. Because, contrarians, it's like, this game is really hard, it's going to kick your ass. Well, I'm going to play that game and I'm going to kick its ass. And it was like one of those overnight sleeper hits. Like, the game, up to this point, the game has roughly probably sold about 2 million units over its entire lifespan, which is not bad considering it's a console exclusive. I mean, like, for 2009, 2010 era, that was pretty good for a game back then, especially for a game from Software. Like, up to that point, From Software had never released a game that had sold anywhere near as well as Demon Souls. I'm not saying that their games were bad. I'm just saying that their games are like these really super niche games that fill a very specific demographic within the Japanese market. Like, Armored Core was pretty popular, I imagine. But I don't know anybody, me personally, I've known no one except for like one person that played Armored Core. And I don't even know anybody who ever played King's Field. King's Field wasn't even a game I knew about until after Dark Souls. That was how little experience I had with other From Software games prior to Demon Souls. It was just like a company that I'd never even heard of until Demon Souls. And now I have a billion of their games that I need to play through. Because I want to see just what kind of stuff they were doing before, they got popular and everybody wanted to rip them off. Because now they literally have their own genre of video game. Souls-like. And there's so many games that try to be like Souls. You got Ska Studios with their Assault and Sanctuary. You got the company that made Lords of the Fallen and that other game, Robot Born, whatever it's called. What else? You got a couple of other games. You got Death's Gambit that's coming out pretty soon, which does a lot like Salt and Sanctuary, just a little. What else? That other game, even Dark Souls 2 tries to be a Souls game, Kappa. Yeah, I know, right? Dark Souls 2 even tries to be like a Souls game. I like that one. That's a good one, Sabbath. I always forget. Whenever I play Dark Souls 2, it literally feels like it's a group of dudes that played Dark Souls, didn't understand the concept of Dark Souls at all, thought it was all about being hard, and they built their entire game around being hard, for the sake of being hard. What? Dark Souls had fights where there were two bosses in them? Okay, well, we'll do 3. People know how to do that, right? What? People like Sif? Oh, we better put a giant monster like Sif, but we'll put 4 burner enemies next to him. And they all cause plague or toxic. And toxic is even more annoying now. But I digress. What else? Is there any other Souls games, Souls-like, that I'm forgetting about? Oh, I know. Literally every game that is any bit hard. Not sure what's about it except changing the engine. I have a list of gripes that are probably about the length of a book. Like, you're allowed to like Dark Souls 2 if you want, but don't expect me to like it personally because it's Dark Souls 2. I've literally tried playing through that game at least 3 times within the past couple of years. After the game came out, I've beaten the game at least 4 or 5 times. But I cannot stand Dark Souls 2 enough to want to play it again. There's just a lot of things that I find wrong with the game that I just can't get my head around. Maybe if I played the game differently than I normally play Souls games, I could probably get over it. But for now, I have yet to change any habit that I had in that game. It's really weird. Because I really want to like Dark Souls 2. Because I feel like it is still a really good game. It's still better than a lot of games that have come out. But I don't like it. I don't know how else to explain it. And then Bloodborne and Dark Souls 3 take the formula and go super speed. Super Saiyan level 3 or something. And up to that point, I sort of just got burnt out on Souls games. Like, Demon Souls is the only one that I like to play habitually, really. I can't stand playing Dark Souls more than once at a time. Like, I can go through Dark Souls in one time, but I can't play through it multiple times in a row. I feel like Bloodborne and Demon Souls have this overall really good start and beginning, but I feel like Dark Souls sort of just craps out in the second half. Like, I feel like I can legitimately enjoy all of Demon Souls without stopping, but the second I get to after Ornstein and Smough, I get exhausted. Because it feels like every level after that is like a gimmick. Like, not to say that Demon Souls doesn't have gimmicks, but I like the gimmicks in Demon Souls enough to want to play it. I don't know. It feels like I need to write my thoughts down for what I don't like about the Dark Souls and what I do like about Dark Souls. I keep saying I'm going to do like a video or something about it, but I never do. Like, Demon Souls would be the first game I would... My hair is kind of partially transparent. Weird. There's glitches that shorten the game, but casually you could only do Demon Souls and Bloodborne. Yeah, exactly. Demon Souls and Bloodborne are the only ones that I would consistently think about playing, but even Bloodborne I don't play anywhere near as much as Demon Souls. Alright, so we're technically in New Game Plus now. So let me do this. Technically, not only was this an in-depth playthrough where I went for most, if not all, items, with exception to like a handful of them, it's a deathless run too. I was very surprised by that. So what I'll do is just load it. I've got UV server, so in fact, let me see here. I think I have a command for UV so that if anybody was interested in it, they could refer to the link. I feel like somebody would be interested. No, never mind, I don't. Okay. I don't have a link for it yet. I'll set up one, I guess, on before next. But yeah, it's a private server that's available via a person named YMGVE. And as you can see here, it lists everybody who is online concurrently. Yeah, this is a PS3 server. It involves you changing your DNS settings. so that your system will automatically connect to the server when you log in regularly, like you always do for for the Demon Souls. And it'll show everybody that's connected to the levels and what levels they're in. It's pretty nice. So anyway, we'll go to Agnes. In fact, since I have Agnes is my platinum character, so I can actually show you what Northern Regalia looks like. And because my character is pure black character tendency, she should be able to get the full damage of the weapon. But first, let me go just verify that this is a deathless run. I died to the first encounter with Dragon God at the beginning of the game, but for some reason, the game doesn't count that as a death. I've been doing no death runs for like a year now, and it's one of the oddities that the game I can't explain. I think it's just like it's because you don't have the Nexial binding in your inventory that it happens. But I think if it's gonna do that, then I'm gonna go with it. I'm gonna say, okay, if it's not a death, then I don't count it as a death either. I only count it as a death if you die to Vanguard, because Vanguard is a preventable death. You can actually kill Vanguard. You can't kill Dragon God. So, number 4. Yep, that's her. 38 trophies, 10 hours, 39. No death. And this is more or less why I have UV server connected.